The Imagination Station presents a series based on the stories of Sodor by Victor Tanzik, and also based on the Baywatch episode, Season 9, Episode 10, Friends Forever. I happily present to you the Stories of Animals, Season 1, Episode 10, Patch and Scamp. It had been 2 days ever since Lady was discharged from the hospital yesterday. Tramp and Pungo were talking about about their son, who had just arrived. Lady was telling Pungo and Tramp how James tried to save her. But before they could even talk, they heard a barking coming, and then they saw Patch coming. Patch came to a halt beside them. He asked them what was going on and what were they talking about. And then they started talking about a new dog that came. Patch was confused. He wanted to know who was that. So, right away, he began going on his walk. But however, this would be the walk where Patch would meet someone for the first time. Then, help! Huh? What's that? Then, Patch looked over there and saw a bunch of waves crashing overhead, and then saw an unknown dog drowning. And then right away, he immediately went in to save him. Hold on, I'm coming to save you. Soon after Patch had dived into the water, he pulled the unknown dog to shore. Luckily, the dog didn't drown yet, so he was still able to talk and make out who saved him. Thanks. You're welcome, said Patch. But who are you? Said the unknown dog. I'm Patch. My name is Scamp. Ah, you must be that new dog, isn't it? Yes, I am that new dog that just appeared in the last episode. I heard that I heard that you and your siblings were captured by Cruella in the first movie of 101 Dalmatians. And then in the second movie of 101 Dalmatians, you and your idol Thunderbolt was a hero after you once again rescued your siblings from Cruella. That's true. All of this has happened. Say, you want to hang out together? Yeah, I for sure would love to. Soon, Patch and Scamp, they started to hang out with each other. But little did they know was that there was trouble going on at the closet. Meanwhile, at the closet, Green was just walking along when then he came across Lucky. Ah! What's going on? Ah! Oh my god, it's a green monster! Oh, oh, oh. Ow. And soon they ran away. And let's just say, when Green he told Red and the other rainbow friends about what the two Dalmatians had done, on one hand, they felt sorry for Green and decided to let Yellow and Cyan take care of him. But on the other hand, they were enraged that the two Dalmatians would go that far, such as beating up Green. To the Rainbow Friends, they felt really upset. But to Red, that was the final straw. Meanwhile, Patch and Scamp, they were still hanging out with each other. So, I hear that you come from a family, and your mom is Lady, and your tramp, and the tramp is your father. Is that right? Yes, it's true. I too went on an adventure, if you haven't noticed. Really? Just like me? Yeah, I apparently ran away from my home, and this made me to go on an adventure with the junkyard dogs. But when Buster, who was the leader of the junkyard dogs, when he betrayed me, I decided that he was no longer use for me, and that I belonged with my home and with my mom and dad. Well, that's a very wise decision of you to make, because family, they care about you. But unfortunately, before they could continue their conversation, they heard flying in the distance. Huh? What is that? then they saw an unknown bird flying up in the sky. And then it began to swoop down, go down towards Patch. And then it grabbed him. Scamp, help! Soon, Scamp tried to run after him, but then fell into the water. Scamp could only watch helplessly as Patch was taken. I can't believe he's been taken. I could have saved him. Soon, Scamp knew what he needed to do. He needed to tell the others. And so he left to go back to the closet. Later, when he got back, the adults were still talking. But then, guys, Scamp, what are you doing? You know better than to interrupt our conversation. Only for this time, and only because I'm desperate. Why? What's wrong? Patch has been captured. What? Are we supposed to be surprised by this? No, but you guys should be. You mean us? Tomato. I know who captured. I know who captured him. It was Yellow. You mean SpongeBob? No. Or you mean Simba? No. Fluto? No. It was a yellow bird. It was a yellow bird with a fan and with something and with wings. Yellow? The yellow rainbow friend? That's him. Why? He's one of Red's subjects. He's one of the creations from Red called the Rainbow Friends. So Red is the one who has captured my son. I must go save him. I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming too. And soon Lady and Tramp followed suit. Meanwhile, with the Rainbow Friends were holding Hatch hostage, and they weren't gonna let him go. Please, let me go. Why are you doing this? Because this will teach your dad a lesson. A lesson for what? Red, let my son go this instant. No, Not until you apologize. I have nothing to be sorry for. Now, give Patch back. And soon, in an instant, the Rainbow Friends went into battle. Tramp was fighting Blue, Lady was fighting Cyan, and Pungo was now fighting Purple. Scamp was about to fight, but then he noticed a tear coming out of Red's cheek. He's crying. Are you crying? I am, yes, because something had happened. But something did already happen. You captured Red. You captured Patch. No, I wanted revenge. I brought my rainbow friends together. I did experiments on them and make them villains like me so we could be together. And also, we came here just to visit. And we thought we could visit the closet. But instead of getting a happy visit, we got an unwelcome visit by Pungo's sons, Lucky and Penny. They called Green a monster, and then they beat him up very badly. This is all a misunderstanding. If Pungo, Tramp Lady, and we all knew how you felt, I'm sure we wouldn't come and fight you. Please, Red, the shadow isn't who you really are. Let me help you. Even if you want to help me, what makes you think you have the power to help me? Because it's what he does. I wasn't so different back then. And then I killed Pete for kidnapping my son, for doing the same thing that you did. But now that you told me about what my son, what Lucky and Penny did, I will make sure I will deal with them. I want to believe you. But the darkness will not be stopped. Fight the darkness, Red. You don't need it anymore. Revenge isn't what you want. Support is, said Scamp. Well, Scamp. The shadow won't let go of Red. He wants to stop, but he can't do it alone. Then Green, Yellow, Cyan, Blue, and Purple instantly stopped fighting with the heroes, and they realized what Pungo meant. Then we must help him. And so the others joined in. And then soon, Red was free from the shadows. And soon the shadows were gone. Yeah, we did it! Oh, it felt so good to do that again. And look, we didn't even die. Maybe it's because we talked about why we did all this and how we felt. Look. Minutes ago, you were bullied. One of your creations was bullied by my son and daughter. But I wasn't there to see it all happen. I was talking with Lady and Tramp. I owe you Red an apology. Not only that I owe you Green an apology, but Red, I also owe you an apology. I promise you that Lucky and Penny, which are my son and daughter, they will be reprimanded for their actions. And soon, later that day, they got back. Later that day, they went back to the closet. And let's just say, Pongo was very disappointed in Lady, and was Pongo was very disappointed in Lucky and Penny. And soon the Rainbow Friends, they came to the closet. Yellow, cyan, blue, and purple weren't parts of what happened to Green. So they just went to hang out with the others. While Pongo, Green, and Red went to go and confront Lucky and Penny. I just hope that Patch is alright. Yeah, those nasty Rainbow Friends should know better than to kidnap our brother, just like what Pete did. Exactly, and I know what caused this. Oh, really? Yes, it's you guys. What? Why? What do you mean that? You beat it up Green, and not only that, you also called him a monster. And when Red found out, he got so angry to the point where he decided to kidnap your brother for revenge. But Pongo, that color green, it reminded us when we were both when we were dog napped along with our brother by Cruella. It reminded us when Cruella dog napped me, Penny, and Patch. So we felt scared for our lives. We thought that they were gonna do the same thing to us. And while I do exactly agree with you that has happened in the past, that doesn't make you two any less guilty of your actions to both of them. So, what do you have to say for yourselves? What do you mean by that? What do I mean by that? Okay. Lucky, Penny, this is the most unacceptable thing that you've ever done to Green. You beat up Green, called him a monster, and then you also made Red angry to the point where he kidnapped your brother Patch for revenge for what has happened here. And I think you should give him a good apology. Red, I'm sorry for what had happened. And Green, we're sorry that we called you a monster and beat you up. That's right. That's right, you two. But still, you two are gonna be grounded until I can trust you to get along with the Rainbow Friends. So you both are grounded until you can get along with the Rainbow Friends. Okay. We're so we're so embarrassed. The end. Thank you so much for watching the final episode of Season 1. And a special will be coming soon. And remember, lesson of the episode is never get revenge on someone that did something bad to you, because it will only make the situation worse. There is no winner with revenge. So bye, stay strong, good, and healthy. Bye.